Wow, suddenly just popped out at me. I guess I should have expected that. Hello, my loyal subjects. I am unable to get that going. Alright, let me try again. Why is this the avatar not reacting? This thing seems to be busted. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. My voice is still going through. That should be maxed out. I made mistakes. Mistakes were made. Oh, good lord. Alright, hold on. Alright. I'm gonna do something. Yeah. Alright. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a different. Yeah. Yeah, I'll keep this on. Alright, yeah, this doesn't seem to be... This thing doesn't seem to be working properly, but this face just perfectly encapsulates my feelings on, what the current state of Wizards of the Coast. So, I haven't figured out how to get this working properly. What the heck? It changed again? Alright. What the heck? Alright. Keep it at that state. Weird. It switched randomly. Okay, so... Alright. It keeps changing randomly. Alright, let's, there we go. Removes the hot. There we go. I had a hotkey set that I hit, so I moved it. Alright. Technical issues. Alright, drink some of my tea. That'll help my throat. Alright, this is going to be a bit of a shorter stream, but I feel I really need to get my thoughts out there on the new D&D OGL. So let me see, what should I do? I should pull it up. Alright, just pull up let's see. I'm pulling it up on Google, and no, I don't need to. Sorry, running into all sorts of technical difficulties. Little errors here and there. Alright. Let's put this up here. Let's put it like right there. Right like that. Alright, so basically how special thanks to Linda Kodega for breaking this news. So Dungeons and Dragons has had many additions, like 6. 3.5 is kind of separate from 3.0, but kind of not. So it's in this weird limbo. But regardless to say, it's gone through many iterations, and Wizards of the Coast wanted to release another one. They call it 1D&D, and it's like meant to be the D&D to fit in the mall, because it's going to be all digital. which is perfectly understandable for them to go down that direction. But they've decided they are going to update the open license agreement. Now, what an open license agreement... Oh wait, no, the open gaming license. Sorry about that. Sometimes I don't know the exact right times. So, the original open gaming license basically was like, we give players permission. We permit players to do this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, basically was them being upfront about exactly what they wanted. And the way their original open license agreement was worded was that they could add things to it as they felt necessary. You know, expand upon it, make it a little bit better, improve the language, not replace it. And that is what they promised to, not to replace it. That no, one D&D may be under slightly different license, but this will remain. It will not. Their new open game license, which is called 1.1, would first of all eliminate this entirely, which is super bad. This is bad because, well, their new open license of LLG is really bad. It's so bad. It's terribly worded, as we can see from this. So they have decided to, since they can't just straight up make a new open license agreement, they decided to reclassify the original OGL as unauthorized, which, while technically being legal, is frowned upon in legal circles because it's a massive dick move. So this would not work. This would be considered legally questionable in court. That's the problem with it. Beyond it just being a mean thing to do, that every lawyer that reads this would be like, ooh, that's not cool. Sure, it's legal, but it's not cool. This is just... So, the real problems get when we look at the different two major aspects of this agreement. The first being that they demand that everyone who is making money streaming anything related to D&D, or making money with any sort of D&D content, or anything roughly based on D&D, that they owe, what was the term? They owe, I'm losing the word. Let's see. What was the word? It's not tribute, but essentially it's the same thing. They owe, royalties, that's what it is. Royalties. Now, the problem is, not only is that really a dick move to all the streamers and YouTubers who have made D&D so much more popular these days, things like Critical Role, The Word of IO, okay, I can even mention a Dungeon Master that has since been shunned from the community for reasons that don't have anything to do with this, Arcanum. He also brought a lot of people into D&D, and you don't need to look into it. There was a scandal with him. He's no longer looked at favorably as a person, but that positive effect was only possible because of the OGL. So, the positive effect of so many streamers, so many YouTubers, and yeah, even some people on TikTok. There's some good TikTok content for D&D content. We could also even include stuff like Snapchat, I guess, or Instagram. Instagram probably, not Snapchat as much. So that creates a whole can of worms there. It's just they said they would want to make certain negotiations to people with huge following, but now it's just worded like, oh yes, we want money from everyone. And this is, alright, turn this down a bit more. This is not cool because it would discourage people from being creators. Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna call me over the, 2 cents I make off this video? Because I am running ads for a good reason. I got a reason. You may have seen an ad on this video, but there was a good reason. A reason that wasn't stupid. You see, because not only would it be stupid for them to send me a notice demanding 2 cents from me, oh wait, it would be like 1 cent. They wouldn't be able to charge me a percentage of a cent, so they'd have to charge me 1 cent for this video. Well, they'd also have to get in touch with Amazon. You can't just exclude the corporations that have made money off of Dungeons & Dragons. So what? Are the people who made Stranger Things, is Hasbro gonna go down to their doors and say, hey, you owe us money because you put Dungeons & Dragons in your show? Are they going to... You see, the more you think about it, the more irrational it seems. They can't do this. This is not admissible in court. Because let's look at something that's similar. Video games. In video games, you do not actually own the video games you buy. You own a license to the game. Just like if you buy D&D books. The thing is that video games don't really need an OGL because, well, they're not in the very strange position that D&D is in, where it is technically possible to get some of the content for free. You know, D&D is in this weird position that's very different from most other games. But intrinsically, by law, it would follow the rules of video games. And plenty of video game publishers have tried shutting down YouTube channels and streamers from being able to use their content on their platform. But it doesn't work. It has been ruled that that falls within the binds of fair use. So if Hasbro attempted to enforce this rule, they would run into the same brick wall and they would just waste their time. So not only is this very, very uncool, this very discouraging for content creators, it's also really stupid because you're not going to get any blood from that stone. And, all people have to do is point out there's precedent for this with all the cases that video games had with streaming. And also the fact that if Hasbro wants to take money from content creators, they have to take the money from the streaming services as well. YouTube and TikTok, and Twitch. Why did I forget Twitch? But anyway, so, and oh yeah, let's not forget all the other random programs that we might happen to be advertising inadvertently. Like, I'm using Streamlabs. Just me mentioning that right there, that's kind of free advertising because Streamlabs works pretty well. It really gels well with Twitch. So would they have to pay Hasbro because someone just randomly mentioned them in a stream? This is so stupid that it makes no sense that they would not be able to enforce this. They would try, but it would just make them look so terrible. And they would be going after smaller creators. They'd be trying to bully the little guys. They definitely would not be challenging Amazon, the might of Amazon and Google. They'd be going after the smaller creators to try to bully them and get a little bit of more money out of them. which is terrible because those are the people that grew their community. And they could have much more easily gotten this to be more profitable. That's what they're concerned about. That they're not making as much profit as they would like. And it's just like that. It's like that beam from that Simpsons guy. I forgot who it was. He's like, "Am I so out of touch?" No, it's the children who are wrong. It's like they don't realize it's because their books are way too expensive. To be able to play as a Grug in D&D, the frog people, you have to pay $10. That's ridiculous for a single race. Why? Why did you do that? Why aren't they in Monsters of the Multiverse? You can buy that and get a ton of other monsters, including the turtle, which was the other race that was in a $10 book. It's just that and once again, all we have to do is look at video games for a good alternative to this. Like, make a subscription service that unlocks all D&D content. Bam! There we go. Easy. You make money, more people get into the hobby, and less people are reluctant to get into the hobby if the entry fee is small, and if it's not a billion different transactions. But this idea just didn't occur to them or something, or they thought, oh, we can make more money if we do something that is totally illegal. Alright, let's see. Well, I don't know where it was listed here in this article. Apologies for not actually reading into the article. I just think that's a good dynamic thing to bring up. This is a good article to read. In fact, I am going to post a link to it on the Twitch. Not that that's going to increase a lot of traffic. Just, why are you being difficult? Why are you being difficult, Streamlabs? Okay. It's weird. I can't post the link in Streamlabs, but I can directly in Twitch. So yeah, give that article a read. It's really good. But anyway, alright, I gotta blow my nose real quick. Alright, the other... Oh yeah, and that monetization theft is the reason I have ads running on this. Because, you know, thinking about it, man, if Amazon hears about this, they're gonna be pissed. Because this is ridiculous. They would have to try to get money from Amazon. And if they tie streamers up in litigation, that'll keep them from streaming, which will cut into their bottom line. So, I mean, we may not like some of these big corporations, Amazon, Google, but in this case, I would root for them to just take down this, because this is way worse than what they've been doing. You know, this is just terrible. Anyway, my favorite part of OGL 1.1 is the most hypocritical and definitively illegal thing listed in there. So, what Hasbro's saying in OGL 1.1 is that if you make homebrew for D&D, you own that. Oh, well, thank you, Hasbro, for your permission to ownership of my own ideas. But they're saying they get a license to make material and sell it with your idea. Now, if that sounds ridiculous, congratulations on having a functional brain, because that is ridiculous. That's not how it works. You remember how I mentioned licenses. A license to, like, a video game. So, okay, let's see. Did I mention how licenses work? So, I don't remember if I did, because I had so much to say. My brain's just going a mile a minute right now. So, what is going on with the licenses is that... okay. Okay. Just clearing my head for a moment. Now I'm going to clear my nose. I wonder what that sounded like. the VOD. Alright. So, how that works. How licenses work. If you, like, minimize this stream, this VOD, and look at your desktop, you'll probably see icons for apps and for video games. You don't technically, in a legal sense, own those. You own a license to them, which is basically an agreement between you and the person who technically owns them, or corporation. The person or corporation that technically owns them in a legal sense. That you can use it for a variety of purposes. This is just, it's just kind of legal jargon for how this works. A license is granted to you at the behest of the person or the corporation that owns the product. Meaning, you can't just write on a piece of paper that idea theft is okay when you do it, and it will be legal. That's essentially what Hasbro's trying to do here. That's essentially what they're trying to do. They're trying to say, idea theft, that's totally uncool when everyone else does it, but when we do it, it's legal. This is just the worst. It is so bad. And it's so stupid and hypocritical. And if we have to pay royalties for usage of your product and to make money on your product, why do you exempt yourself from that? The reason is because you're motivated entirely by greed. This was written by someone who just wants to make money through illegal means. Because this is super illegal. You can't just straight up do that. There are Star Wars games based on 5e, I believe. There's definitely some based on 3.5. But, Hasbro can't just randomly make Star Wars stuff. They can't do that because the actual laws are that Disney owns the copyright. Disney owns Star Wars. No one else can just sell random Star Wars stuff because they feel like it. That's not how it works. You can't just sell, I give myself permission, and then suddenly it's okay. So, that's what's crazy about this. That's what's insane about this. In fact, let me, and this also applies to ordinary people like you and me. Hold on, let me pull up something. Because I made, like, a raise. So, let's see, where are they? Where are they? I have it in here somewhere. Ah, yes. Yes, I made a raise that... that's a bit small, but get a good look at that. Can we zoom in on that? There we go. Not the best. Not the best quality, but, you can see it. I came up with that. It was drawn by Manga Jag, though. I'm not that good at art. But yeah, I came up with this. Me, myself. This was my idea. This race, I came up with how it's structured. I came up with its body size, its shape. I came up with all that. Wizards of the Coast can't just randomly take that idea and run with it. It doesn't matter if I make a stat block for it in D&D and put it in a D&D game. They can't just randomly do that. Because I'm the one who came up with the idea. That's not how licenses work. I own that idea. That's mine. This is, and what's hilarious is this is not going to, in any way, end well for Wizards of the Coast. Because if it comes to court, people are going to point out the things I pointed out, and probably a few other things, because looking at the whole document will probably reveal a lot more horribly illegal things in the document. Ugh. So mad I got sinus problems. So yeah, this is all kinds of bad. This is just disgusting. Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast should feel ashamed for allowing this to happen. And they have not commented yet. I think they're worried and might be wondering what they can do moving forward to try to at least salvage things. Best case scenario is they find someone to use as a pariah for this, someone to chuck under the bus, and say, it's their fault. The rest of us are completely innocent. We're just witless accomplices. That's the best case scenario. That they get rid of someone in the command chain that they will blame for it. Possibly the person who came up with the idea. I don't know. But their goodwill is going to be dried up. I've canceled my subscription to D&D Beyond. It will not be renewed. And I have no interest in purchasing any more Dungeons & Dragons materials. Because of this. They've made it clear how little they appreciate content creators. So, what do I do moving forward? That's a big question. What do all of us content creators do moving forward? Well, there are a lot of options available to us. There are other systems we can use. First of all, we don't have to just straight up abandon Dungeons & Dragons. We can use it for a good while, because obviously this was leaked, and Wizards of the Coast isn't immediately going to implement it, especially after the massive backlash against it. They're going to be reluctant to start it out. It was probably intended on launching with 1D&D, which is not finished. So we probably have a good deal of time before that happens. There are other systems we can look into in the meantime. Pathfinder is one that I'm going to look into. I'm actually going to look into some videos about how Pathfinder works. Maybe find a game master. Well, we're going to still use the term dungeon master. We're going to rob Wizards of the Coast of that one. I'm going to ask people if they would be willing to help me learn Pathfinder. And I think ultimately I'll make my own game system. There are a few other DMs talking about that. And I think that a game system made by Dungeon Masters for Dungeon Masters would be the far better choice. Because a lot of the reasons Dungeon Masters are gravitating towards 5th edition is because it's very easy to get into. It's very simplistic. The style is very simplistic. But the people who own the rights to it, they do not know what makes their product so good. So we're going to have to just take matters into our own hands, it looks like. That's just my thoughts on the matter. That's just how I feel about it. And I really think this background music fits perfectly with this little speech I'm giving. So, I will not be going anywhere as a content creator. This image isn't updating with my voice. Okay. I won't be going anywhere as a content creator. I still intend on doing content, but I'm going to be leading away from D&D as time goes on. I'll still be doing some D&D one-shots because I have a few of those planned. But I'm going to think carefully about what my alternative options are. What else there is available to me. Because I can't let myself be beholden to people who will just throw me to the wolves on a whim. I cannot allow that. I'm very disappointed in Hasbro. I'm very disappointed in Wizards of the Coast. And, yeah, I may end up having to take my business elsewhere. I definitely will, actually. Now to think about it, I'm not giving them my business. I'm not buying their things. I'm definitely not going to be doing that. It's a shame. But this is the direction we have to go. I will see exactly how expeditiously I will have to go down this route because, you know, if they react in the way I would like them to, they will, of course, get rid of the people who came up with a stupid idea. But it's still going to leave a bad taste in my mouth because everyone else still was okay with it until they realized that the fans were going to revolt. So, with that, I think I can end the stream. I'm going to look for someone to raid because I feel like raiding someone after this. I always have to end my streams with a raid. Alright. Okay, let's see. What do we got? What do we got here? Let's see, 22. Let's read that. They are playing Dungeons and Dragons, so they would probably understand my plight. Well, thank you for joining me. I know this was a short stream, but, you know, it's just something I had to get off my chest, and it didn't take too long to get it off my chest. But I hope you all have a good day. And, remember, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. This isn't the end of the world. Alright, let's raid this individual. Oh yeah, I still have a few seconds while the raid starts. Hickledy pickledy. Yeah, there we go. Got that done. Hooray.